welcome back to my channel. I'm Callie, this is Callie's Collectibles Reviews, and today, seeing as it is the Christmas season, I'm going to take a look at one of my Christmas presents that I got from a fellow co-host over on Team Venom Media, Mr. Connor Franks. Thank you for the He-Man figure. Let's jump into the review station and take a closer look, shall we? Okay, so here we go. And here's the figure out of the packaging, obviously, with everything he comes with. Doesn't come with much, I will say that, but we'll take a quick look at the packaging first, like we always do. As you can see, Masters of the Universe Revelations He-Man, part of the Masterverse wave from the Netflix show. Some very nice artwork. I'll move the figure out of the way. Some very nice He-Man artwork there. Go back there. And same on the back. And the other figures you can get in the wave. That's it for the packaging. Moving on to the accessories. Out of the packaging, he comes with a... excuse me. Out of the packaging, he comes with the fist hand attached, but I swapped that out for the sword gripping hand just because. The shield, we'll get to that in a minute, but you have to have that hand on to be able to use the shield, unfortunately. But he does come with gripping hand, well, two gripping hands, and a fist hand, and an open hand. So, there you go. Here's a closer look at those, real quick. Sculpted in fingernails, so that's cool, but that's about it. Moving on to the shield, very nicely done. I like the little rivet work here. The orange is nice and bright and very vibrant. And the straps are actually sculpted nicely on the back. I would have liked to have seen these painted, like to look like leather, like brown, like the straps on his arms. I think that would have looked better, but I mean, I could always do that myself. But nicely sculpted. And then, of course, we have He-Man's Power Sword, which, if you've seen my review of the Skelly Guard figure, it is exactly the same sword, except mine has a bit of poop on it. Maybe Fisto was using the sword after He-Man. Giggity. But yeah, there you go then. So let's get on to the figure itself, shall we? Pretty well done. I like the face sculpt. It's pretty accurate to the show. Chest armor's done well. All these, this is a separate kind of floating piece over the arm. Nicely done loincloth. We'll talk about this in a minute. But paint job and sculpt work on the boots is nicely done. All the muscle line work on the figure itself is amazing. And there's the back of the figure. But yeah. Now we shall run over articulation. Okay, so for articulation on this guy, it's kind of all over the place, but some of it works, some of it doesn't. You've got ball joints here at the shoulder, which can do a full 360 if you need them to. They can go out to the side, back down, but this side for some reason goes down. His arm goes down further than this side. I don't know why. I've messed with the articulation quite a bit, and it won't drop any further than that. But you get the same both sides. You get bicep rotation. You get double jointed elbows, but just due to how bulky the arms are, you don't really get too much out of it. Same both sides, and you get pin and swivel joints at the wrists. Same both sides. You do get waist rotation, but you don't get much of it. You get about that, and that's it. Upper diaphragm joint, that far forward, that far back, tilt, tilt. Tilt's better than backwards and forwards. Now these hips. Where do I start with He-Man's hips? Right. Getting him out of the box, he stands like this. But the minute I move the legs out, just to loosen up the articulation joints. I have done 1,000 times with 100 different figures. For some reason, there was a pop. I didn't break anything. I double checked. But now, whenever I let go of his legs, he wants that to be the natural stance. I can't get the legs to come in to where they should naturally sit. You can see, look, I just press it and they just spring back out. And I've checked every joint I can think of, and I don't know why that's a thing. But you can kind of go out, not really, because you're pretty much all the way out anyway. Forward, it's a struggle, but you can kind of get it there. Not really. The legs are just buggered. In all honesty, I don't know whether it's just my copy or if this is a widespread thing, but yeah, that's a bit of a disappointment with this, unfortunately. But right, I'll move on to accessories now then. So, getting the sword into He-Man's hand, pretty simple. You just get it in a pose and just kind of use the end of the sword to pop open that top bit and then just thread it through, and boom, he's got the sword. For putting on the shield, you need the flat hand on for this because it's sculpted a particular way if you look at it. So you kind of have to feed the arm in through the shield till it pops, and then you've got that on and good to go. So then you can get him in a nice He-Man-y kind of pose with the sword held above his head. You know, by the power of Grayskull and all that kind of jazz. There you go. Now we'll jump over and do some comparisons with some other figures in my collection. Doing a spot of dimension jumping, here's He-Man with Goldar from the Power Rangers Lightning collection, and I'm really tempted to take this lightning effect and put it on He-Man's sword, because I think that would kind of work. Let me know in the comments what you think. For an 80s cartoon childhood nostalgia comparison, here is He-Man with Optimus Prime, and I think we can all agree that Transformers and Masters of the Universe, yeah, grew up on those, loved them. And last but by no means least, here he is with Skilligard from the same line. I think they look good together. I think they work. Well then, that was my closer look at the Mattel Masters of the Universe Revelations Masterverse He-Man. I swear, these toy companies just keep making their titles longer and longer and longer just to fuck with us. I swear. But yes, massive thank you to Mr. Connor Franks for getting this as a Christmas present for me as part of the Team Venom Media's Christmas special. Be sure to check over to the Team Venom Media channel here on YouTube and check that out. I'm going to jump back out of the review station now and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so that was my review of the Mattel Masters of the Universe Revelations Masterverse He-Man. All I can say is, brilliant figure, but the hips let it down for me. Like I said, I don't know if it's just my copy in particular or a widespread thing. If it is a widespread thing, please let me know if there's a way to fix it. Just drop it in the comments or a link or anything like that. I will be happy to take a look at it. Again, thank you for the Christmas present, Connor. I really do appreciate it, despite its slight flaws. But this is going to be my last review now until after Christmas. I have a special video coming up in the new year. And that's about it for me. So I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember to stay safe, be happy, and enjoy time with your loved ones. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Mwah. Bye.